Now at 5 a.m., this is WKYT This Morning. Lexington police are investigating an overnight home invasion. We're live with the details on the investigation of that just ahead.
Tonight, members of the Lexington community will gather together to pray for a former state auditor's wife who was injured in a cycling event in France. Details on that coming up.
And the Democratic National Convention kicks off today in Philadelphia amidst a new email scandal. We're covering the campaign ahead on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome into you today. I'm Rebecca Smith.
And I'm Bill Bryant, and we're sure glad you're with us here on this Monday and hope you had a nice weekend. A multiple shooting is reported at a club in Fort Myers, Florida. We'll have the details for you on that in just a moment. We want to check weather just ahead.
Yeah, Micah, it's really hot.
Yeah, and it's going to be that way again for today unless you actually see one of those passing showers or thunderstorms. And I believe starting today through the next several days, we'll actually have at least that chance every single day this week. 76 degrees right now here in Lexington. We're at 77 in Franklin County, the capital of Kentucky. We're sitting there, Frankfort, at 77. 90 degrees by the afternoon. Hit and miss. Not everybody will see the rain, but if you do, heavy rain and also some lightning along with that. We'll go over that. I'm going to show you the focus of the forecast right now. It's the heat, but also, finally, rain relieves some of us from that. I'll have that in just a few minutes.
Micah, thank you. We begin with a WKYT breaking news alert this morning out of Florida. There are multiple reports of a mass shooting at a nightclub in Fort Myers, Florida. Wink TV there says 2 people are dead and as many as 17 others were shot. The CBS affiliate says it happened at Club Blue, which had been hosting a teen party last night. Of course, it comes just a little more than a month after a shooting at a gay nightclub in Orlando. On June 12th, the gunman killed 49 people at Pulse there in Orlando. Now, back at Fort Myers, Wink TV says one of the suspects is in custody and police are still searching for a second. Keep it here for the details. Of course, again, a multiple shooting reported at a nightclub in Fort Myers, Florida. We'll have updates throughout the morning and on WKYT.com.
Lexington police are searching for a man who they say followed a woman into her home and stole from her. It happened just before midnight on Chestnut Ridge Drive off Leestown Road near Masterson Station Park. Our Mark Barber is live with details on the investigation. Very scary situation for this family.
Good morning, Rebecca. A friend of the woman who was robbed stopped by the house this morning carrying a baseball bat to search the property for her. She was worried that perhaps a man was still somewhere in the area. Now, that woman who was robbed is so terrified that she says she does not feel safe staying in her home anymore this morning, so she's going to leave. Now, this terrifying robbery happened around midnight here on Chestnut Ridge Drive. Now, this is when the mother came back from the store. When she walked into her home, a man who was armed with a gun ran in right after her. The man took her purse and then ran off. A friend says the woman's frightened 6-year-old and 10-year-old children were both in the house during the robbery. Now, police are describing the man who robbed her as a thin white man who stands about 5 feet 8 inches tall. They say he was wearing shorts and all dark clothing. Again, he took off on foot. They're not sure which direction he went in this neighborhood. Police are asking anyone with any information to call them. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you. Tonight in Lexington, the community will gather to pray for the wife of a former Kentucky State Auditor and Secretary of State.
Laura Babbage is in a hospital in France with a serious head injury after crashing during a cycling event. WKYT's Mike Beyer is live with details on the service tonight.
Good morning. I'm at Christ the King, where a prayer vigil will be held tonight for Laura Babbage, who was seriously injured in a cycling event in France. Former state auditor Bob Babbage says his wife was riding in an event in conjunction with the Tour de France when she suffered a head injury. Laura remains in the ICU this morning. She's still in serious condition but is stable. Babbage says she's been under an induced coma for a few days now. He recently posted on his Facebook that doctors have started the process of slowing down the coma. Now the community prayer service starts at 7 tonight. It'll be here at the cathedral at Christ the King. Live in Lexington, Mike Beyer, WKYT.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. We have some new details about a deadly crash in Bourbon County. Dispatchers say it happened about 8:30 last night on Russell Cave Road north of US 460. Only one car was involved, but the coroner says more than one person was killed. State police say the victims are both adults. Almost a year has now passed since someone shot and killed a Clay County man on his way to work. Deputies say Trevor Dykes and his ex-girlfriend Ashley Lawson were involved in a custody dispute over their child. They say Thomas Miracle paid Roscoe Henson $5,000 to kill Dykes because of that custody dispute. Friends and family honored Dykes at the London Dragway.
What happened to my son, it should have never happened. It was a senseless crime. I mean, he should be here today. He should be enjoying this today.
Dykes' ex-girlfriend, Miracle, and Henson are all charged in connection to his death. The case is scheduled for review August 1st.
The Wayne County coroner says one person drowned over the weekend at Lake Cumberland. Deputy coroner is investigating this. They're not releasing a lot of details right now, but they do tell us that they found the body early Saturday morning. In Perry County, a young woman has died after a crash. Deputies say a car and an SUV crashed on Kentucky Route 15. Emergency crews rushed two people to the hospital. We're told the driver of the car, Jamie Napier, died at Hazard ARH. A juvenile in the SUV also went to the hospital. We do not know their condition this morning.
New on WKYT this morning, Kentucky State Police are investigating a murder in Ashland. They say the deadly shooting happened on New Buckley Road just before 10 o'clock last night. That's off US 60 in Boyd County. Our sister station in West Virginia is reporting that troopers have two suspects in custody right now.
In political news this morning, the Democratic National Convention is kicking off in Philadelphia today. The theme is United Together.
But a new email scandal involving the Democratic National Committee is putting that idea in jeopardy. Jamie Yukas has the latest from Philadelphia.
Just hours after saying she would step down as DNC chair after the convention is over, many were surprised to see Debbie Wasserman Schultz appear on stage at the Wells Fargo Center Sunday night. Thousands of hacked emails from WikiLeaks led to the stunning shakeup. The email suggests DNC staffers favored Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders in the Democratic primaries. The Vermont senator applauded her decision, but stressed his goal remains the same.
The focus, though, that I'm going to go forward on right now is to make sure that Donald Trump must not become president of the United States.
In her first joint interview with running mate Tim Kaine, Clinton weighed in.
I can't speak to what people who were not working for me, who were saying whatever they were saying. I can't speak to that.
Clinton's campaign manager tried to shift blame away from DNC officials to Russian hackers.
Other experts are now saying that the Russians are releasing these emails for the purpose of actually helping Donald Trump.
Security is tight outside this convention area. Authorities are expecting 50,000 protesters each day of the convention. Yesterday, thousands of Sanders supporters braved intense heat as they marched downtown.
The Democratic Party's been colluding with Hillary, and they're just not being democratic or fair.
Sanders is expected to push for party unity when he addresses the convention tonight. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Kentucky is sending 60 delegates to the Democratic National Convention. Most of them have arrived in Philadelphia. Former Governor Steve Beshear, Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher, and State Senator Gerald Neal and Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes are among those in the Kentucky delegation. Grimes is scheduled to speak at the convention this week.
Another reminder this morning, if you want to weigh in on some issues in Kentucky, Senator Rand Paul plans on visiting eastern Kentucky this week for a series of town hall meetings. Paul will start his string of meetings in Corbin tomorrow and then go on to Harlan. On Wednesday, he will make a stop in Lexington and then in Shelbyville. We checked Lexington Mayor Jim Gray's website. He is Paul's Democratic opponent for the Senate seat. He has not posted any scheduled events for the week, but he did stop by the Shelby County Democratic Party's annual picnic yesterday. Tonight in Lincoln County, there will be a meeting about raising taxes. 3 emergency medical services in Stanford, East End, and Waynesburg, all in danger of closing. The meeting will address funding for those services. It'll start at 7 o'clock tonight at the Lincoln County Courthouse.
Hot temperatures didn't keep bicyclists from riding in the Bluegrass State Games. More than 100 people took part in the race at the Capitol View Park in Frankfort. There were several different races for people of all ages. The youngsters biked nearly 10 miles, while the more experienced cyclists biked roughly 20 miles during the heat. The Bluegrass State Games offers more than 30 sports for people of all ages and all skill levels.
It's a chance for Central Kentucky to get a mountain bike race. Kentucky Point Series is part of this point series, so there's races throughout some of Central and Western Kentucky, Northern Kentucky, and this is our contribution to the Central Kentucky race.
The Bluegrass State Games are the largest of any amateur sporting event in the state. It continues to be one of the longest running events of its kind in the nation. Going all the way back to Governor Martha Lane Collins kicked it off.
Okay, it looks like they had a lot of fun.
They did, in the heat. It was, I'm sure it was a struggle for some of them. WKYT this morning just getting started here on your Monday.
An 8-year-old's birthday was a bust when no one showed up to her party. But yesterday that little girl got a big surprise. We'll have more on this story coming up on WKYT this morning.
We have the front to the north of us, and that's going to give us the opportunity to be relieved from some of these hot and humid conditions. We'll get into that. I'll show you who can expect the rumbles of thunder coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Kind of depending on where you are today will depend on whether you get a couple of rumbles of thunder or not. Now, I will tell you this, there is not one location that I see the best opportunity, but the better opportunity is going to be to the northern zones. Already seeing some of these outflow boundaries slide southbound. Outflow boundaries basically just the wind coming out of these thunderstorms that are just to the north. And when that happens, typically the thunderstorms fall apart, and you can see that happening over in Illinois and also Indiana. However, throws off this wind, and when the wind comes rolling on through, especially during the heat of the day, later on in the afternoon, it pushes that air up, and then you start to see those clouds build, and that could lead into some thunderstorms, maybe even a few showers, not really getting that thunderstorm level. But for the most part, heads up for a hit-and-miss shower or thunderstorm, especially in northern Kentucky. That is your better chance to actually see some rain today. You're not going to have a 100% chance of rain today. It's 40%, so it's hit and miss. Temperatures are still very muggy this morning. You get into your afternoon. Around noontime, there's a very slight chance that actually see a possible shower or thunderstorm, but really it's after that. You get into the heat of the day, and that's when you start firing away. But yeah, it's one of those times, if you get under one, it's a lot of heavy rain and also some lightning and strong winds, but it's also relief from the heat. And that's going to be the case as we go throughout the next few days. That's afternoon, evening, and it should fade away as we head off into the night. Now, here's the breakdown, the 3-day tracker after today. Going toward Tuesday, hit-and-miss storms will be with us again. I believe Tuesday is actually a better opportunity to actually see some rain because that front gets a little bit closer. And then the front just kind of hangs around. It doesn't really move all that much Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so it almost becomes stationary as it tries to track southbound, but it's just not going to be able to with all that warm air just to the south of us. It's not a very strong front, meaning don't expect widespread severe weather anytime soon. You could have an isolated cell. It's possible, especially as we get into the afternoon. You get those large thunderstorms sparking up, and yeah, you could have a stray cell that could become severe, and damaging winds will be the main threat out of those. But nonetheless, expect some heavy rain, expect some lightning, and also some strong winds if you are under one of these rumbles of thunder. We haven't had to talk really about showers or thunderstorms the past few days. It's been about the heat. Still going to be about the heat if you don't see rain. But if you do see rain, trust me, I actually got very lucky. I got one. There were 2 showers on radar on Saturday. 2 showers. One was over my house. I got really lucky.
Well, there you go.
We were running in it.
All right.
It was good.
Had some fun, huh?
Yep, that's right.
All right. 5:16 on WKYT.
Well, this is an interesting story, and I can't imagine why no one would show up to this little girl's party, okay? So that's what happened, and she was just devastated.
But then thanks to social media, the 8-year-old story spread, and she got a huge surprise. About 50 people showed up to the Wisconsin girls' party redo yesterday. And that effort began when Jada's mother posted on Facebook that no one came to her daughter's party earlier this month. There were a few requests for a party redo, which turned into a big surprise. Gifts were not expected for the party. Instead, people were asked to bring donations for food pantries, and Jada says she couldn't be any happier about how it all turned out.
Oh, so sweet.
Great story.
Glad that some people finally showed up.
Yeah. Good to have you along Monday morning on WKYT with a lot going on in our world, and we have a lot more news coming up for you.
And we've got to look at your money.
Gas prices make another dramatic move, and Verizon has a warning for its biggest data users. I'm Brooke Silva-Braga in New York. Those stories and more coming up in your CBS Money Watch report.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning. Our time is 5:20. Glad you're with us on this Monday. It is the end of an era for video cassettes. We're now saying goodbye officially to VCRs.
Yeah, that's kind of sad, isn't it? Oh,
Probably have some VCR
fast
tapes.
Forward, rewind, fast forward, pause, play. If you have an unlimited plan with Verizon, changes may be coming if you're a data hog. Brooke Silva-Braga has the latest on your money.
Gas prices have dipped to their lowest level for the month of July in 12 years, an average of $2.19 according to AAA. That's about 57 cents less than this time last year, and analysts project prices will continue to fall through the end of the year. Stocks closed the week up Friday, the S&P 500 reaching an all-time high. The Dow gained 53 and the Nasdaq added 26, also a record close. Verizon is pulling the plug on some data hogs. Users who were grandfathered into unlimited plans will be forced to move to a metered plan or have their service terminated by Verizon if they use what the company calls an extraordinary amount of data, amounts in excess of 100 gigabytes a month, according to the company. And it's the end of an era for video cassettes. The last maker of VHS VCRs is hitting stop on the format that first let consumers bring movies into their homes some 40 years ago. Japan's Funai Electric will end production later this month. And that's your Money Watch. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Brooke Silva-Braga.
Coming up on 522 on WKYT this morning, we have a whole lot more coming up. A multiple shooting reported at a nightclub in Fort Myers. We're staying on top of that story. We'll bring you the latest in just a few minutes.
And sports is up next.
Sitting there in the mid-70s early this morning. It is hot. It is humid for today. But I will tell you this, we do have a rumble of thunder or two as we slide throughout your day. And that's going to help us out. Getting those rumbles of thunder over us, it'll really cool off the temperatures. But if you don't see rain, we'll be right around 90 degrees. Let's check out sports, see what's going on this morning.
DeMarcus Cousins recorded a double-double in Team USA's first exhibition game against Argentina on Friday. Well, last night, Boogie was back on the court, USA facing China at the Staples Center for the second exhibition game. Kevin Durant and Cousins working the pick and roll in the first. Cousins gets the and one to go. Then in the second quarter, off the miss by Paul George, Cousins pulls down the rebound, puts it back in. The lead was 27. Final minute of the half. Check out the nice spin and score from Boogie. DeMarcus finishes with 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists in USA's 106-57 win over China. His charisma and perfect swing made him one of the most iconic players of his generation. And on Sunday afternoon, Ken Griffey Jr. entered into baseball's Hall of Fame. A 13-time All-Star and a 1997 MVP, the kid had 10 Gold Gloves, 630 home runs for the Mariners, Reds, and White Sox. During his speech, he talked about the unique opportunity to take the field with his father during the 1990 season when both were playing for the Mariners.
In baseball, there's certain things of you can call somebody a fossil, graybeard, grandpa, dad, pops, but I got a chance to say it and mean it. We hit back-to-back home runs. We're the first father and son. We're the first father and son to win MVPs in an All-Star game.
Pretty cool. Meanwhile, the Lexington Fire Department rappelled down from their bucket trucks to deliver the game ball for Sunday's Legends game. And the Legends offense was on fire. Tied at 7 in the 8th inning, Michael Hill has the bases loaded, and with one swing of the bat, he unloads them. That's a grand slam to give Lexington an 11-7 lead, but Columbia would tie it up at 11 in the 9th inning when Travis Mazes goes high and deep and gone for the walk-off home run. 23 runs were scored at the ballpark on Sunday, and Lexington had 12 of them to pick up the 12-11 win. That's a look at your morning sports. Have a great Monday.